Come in. Oh, please have a seat. I'll be right with you.
I've already had a seat outside for over half an hour.
Well, yes, and I apologize for that, but it's this report.
Lester, you just told your secretary to send me in here.
Well, of course I did.
Please, look, would you just stop stalling? Let's get this thing over with.
You seem very restless this morning, Mr. Carpenter.
Well, I simply couldn't sit in that study anymore. Oh, and thank you for the coffee.
Of course. Oh, don't worry. She'll be back. And Eric will be running around here, asking a million questions, just like before.
Maybe.
That's probably her now. Carpenter's residence? Oh, I'm sorry. She's not here right now. Would you like to speak to Mr. Carpenter? Just 1 minute. I think you better. It's Eric's father. He's calling from England.
Oh, what a time for that man to call.
Shall I tell him you're out too?
No. That would only make it worse. He's been nothing but trouble ever since he came into our lives. Get me my coffee. Hello, Paul. How are you? Oh, good. Glad to hear it. And the new book? Marvelous, marvelous. I can't wait to read it. Well, you missed them. You just missed them, actually. Well, several places. They were going to the museum and then the Colonial Fair at Fayetteville. What? Well, certainly you can try to get them later, but I don't know that I can guarantee they'll be here. Right? Say, Paul, I've been thinking, Eric's been having such a good time here that... I know you said that he couldn't stay all summer long, but Paul, the truth of the matter is that he's expressed a keen interest in staying, and... No, I did not coerce him. Is it so inconceivable that he would like to stay? Yes, I understand. Yes, you can try later on. Drat that man, why can't he be more sensitive towards these things?
Well, you tried, sir.
Yes, and I'm going to keep right on trying, too.
You mean he's calling back later?
Marvelous, isn't it? I can't wait to hear the excuse I'm going to give him.
Who are you calling now?
Harold Webster. He ought to be able to think of something. Harold, I want you to get over here right away.
The fact is, what I mean to say is, well, in regard to what we talked about before...
My leave of absence?
Well, yes.
Well, if I have any say-so in this matter, I think I'd rather not take one.
Ben, please try to be reasonable about this.
I am, Lester. Now, are you saying I no longer have an official connection with this hospital?
You still have admitting privileges, of course.
Yeah, something you can't deny me anyway.
Oh, I could if I chose to.
Well, I want to see you try it.
Ben, put yourself in my position. You're a surgeon who can no longer perform surgery.
No, that's your opinion.
Jack Egan says you'll only recover 80% of your hand at best.
Yes, and I believe Jack's prognosis. But with that 80%, I can retrain myself to perform as well as any surgeon on this staff who has 100% use of his hand.
There are other opinions besides Jack's. Now, please don't view this as a personal vendetta, Ben.
How else am I supposed to when I serve this hospital in other capacities than that of a surgeon? Are you ignoring that fact? Now, Lester, we talked about my possibly switching to internal medicine.
Possibility, and a very good one, too. But with our budgetary limitations and other such things, there simply isn't any room for you to move into that position at present.
End of interview?
Not if it means you're leaving unhappy.
Did you really think I'd leave any other way? I assume I have till the end of the week to clear out my office.
Well, actually, maintenance is scheduled to repaint it tomorrow afternoon. Gary Edelson will be moving in on Thursday.
Reservation for Prescott?
Follow me, please.
Don't you want to scout the place out first and see if Amber's here?
I really don't care. Do you?
Guess not.
Good. I'll take care of that. There we go.
Thank you.
Something from the bar?
Nothing for me, thanks.
Yeah, well, nothing for me either, I guess.
Very good. I'll be back shortly to take your order.
Thank you.
With all the fighting, when do you and Amber have time for a relationship?
Fighting is the relationship.
To each his own, I guess.
But not anymore. I'm a little battle weary.
Took you long enough.
Yes, I guess it did.
You two will be back together soon.
Oh? You really think so?
I think you want to be.
Sorry, Stacy.
Which brings us to the real reason you invited me to lunch. You want to know what Amber's problem is, and you'd like to ask if she's always been this way.
Hey, look,
Well, that's all right. It doesn't bother me.
no, really, I didn't bring you to
But
lunch
you
just
wouldn't
to...
mind hearing the answer, would you? Look, you don't have to pretend to be upset. It really doesn't bother me. And yes, Amber's always been this way.
I'm beginning to see a lot of her in you.
With an insult like that, maybe you're not pretending.
Excuse me. Are you ready to order?
No, we're not.
Yes, I am. I'll have the house salad and the sea trout Florentine.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll take that too.
Very well. Thank you.
Have you been in Amber's shadow so long that you can't accept the fact that someone might be interested in you?
Touché.
I'm sorry, that was a low blow, wasn't it?
But deserved. No, I can accept it. But I always carry Amber around with me. I'm always hearing her reminders of my inadequacies and seeing them, unfortunately.
You're, very attractive.
Relative to what?
No, I'm serious. I mean, sure, Amber dresses a little better, and she can do, I mean...
Do herself up better? You'd better stop while you're ahead. But you're right.
Can we start over?
Okay. But since Amber's at her office, busily working, let's just leave her there.
Yes?
Lester, why?
No, I knew it wouldn't be long before the reinforcements came.
I am not the only one who's angry.
No, I suppose you're not, but that still doesn't mean that it wasn't the right decision. You know better than anybody, Terry. We can't afford an extra orderly on this payroll, let alone a doctor.
But a physician of Ben's caliber.
A physician of any caliber. We just don't have a spot for him.
And I understand that we don't have the decency to allow him a graceful exit either. That he's being thrown out of his office.
An unfortunate circumstance. His successor needs the space.
Oh, that is really an excuse, and you know it. I am very disappointed with you, Lester, for the way you're handling all of this.
And I think that a lot of these feelings stem from the fact that Ben Martin is your son-in-law.
That isn't true. This is a matter of professional ethics, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with family matters.
Excuse me, Terry. I'd like to talk with you.
Are you going to tell me that this is not a family matter too, Mrs. Davidson?
I'm sorry to bother you, but I wouldn't do it unless it was very important.
Nancy, we are in the middle of hospital business.
This is hospital business. Hello, Mr. Lester.
Mr. Lewis. Mrs. Davidson, this is exactly what I mean. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have more important things to do. And kindly remember that you're in my office.
Thanks a lot, Nancy.
You're welcome.
Let me guess why you're here. You're upset because you didn't get the nurse's aide job.
You're darn right I'm upset.
You've been drinking.
I resent that.
But it's true.
Terry, that job was my only chance. No one will hire me. Please, go back. Pull some strings, okay?
I've already told you I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but those people work for you. I mean, you're over them, right?
In a manner of speaking.
But I'm not asking you. I'm begging you.
Nancy, I agreed with their decision. And your coming to me like this just proves that I was right.
Terry, you don't know how desperate I am.
Oh, Nancy, I'm sorry. Come on, let's go to my office. We'll
Get
talk
away
about
from
it.
me.
Nancy, I think it's very important for you to talk with somebody and realize exactly what you're facing.
I know what I'm facing. And you know what, Terry? I'm just not up to it now. Not living is a lot more attractive than living like this.
Nancy!
How legitimate are Amber's complaints about your father?
Very. But they're also out of date. The Dave Phillips that Amber hates so much doesn't exist anymore. In fact, none of us is the same. Except Amber.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Well, it annoys me. Amber expects each of us to play the roles that she assigns, and heaven help us if we don't. Mom is the independent divorcee, through with her past and ready for a new man in her life. And Stacy is the mousy little sister with nothing important to say. And Dad is the drunk extraordinaire, destined once again for the gutter.
And Gil is the warm body she wakes up next to in the morning.
She's always been the same way.
So, how do we change her?
We don't change her, we ignore her.
Like we're doing right now.
Oh, well, it's a little easier said than done.
No, ignoring an earthquake is easier said than done. Ignoring Amber is impossible.
I'm glad we decided not to talk about Amber.
Yes, that was a good decision, wasn't it? Well, what about her evaluation of you? How legitimate is that?
I think you just served yourself your own conversational cue.
Well, I don't think it's very legitimate.
Good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For what?
I don't know, crossing a line, maybe?
Friends touch?
Yeah, they do, don't they?
But he can't do that, can he?
I'm afraid he can.
Ben, no!
It's not like we didn't see it coming.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I caused this accident with your hand in the first place.
Hey, you weren't going to talk like that anymore.
Well, I can't help it. I mean, the consequences of that night just keep snowballing. It's your hand, it's your job, it's
Lori,
my health,
now
and
just
baby's
stop it,
health.
stop it. No one blames you.
Yeah, well, I just wish I could believe that.
Believe it. Believe it. And when God shuts a door, he always opens up a window, remember? Hey, I've still got the clinic. And it's been my goal to work there full time anyway, eventually.
Yeah, but eventually meant when the clinic was in better financial standing than it is now.
Just relax. Don't worry about it. I don't want you getting upset.
Are we gonna be all right?
You mean financially? We'll find out very fast.
I mean, we've got all these bills coming with the baby being born.
Well, Lori, you're simply going to have to give up your weekend trips to Monte Carlo.
This is no time for jokes.
Just relax. Hey, where's that lasagna you've been promising me?
It'll be ready soon.
You want me to go in there and finish it up?
No, I don't.
I don't mind.
I want you to sit because you've earned it, and I want to be busy right now.
Hey. We are going to be fine.
I know.
Lori? Lori?
Well, Mom sent me to the store for some bread, and I was just in the area, thought I'd drop by.
Do you often travel 3 hours just to do your shopping?
Always. There's a great store up here.
Oh, no.
Here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, it was growing wild in the florist case, and I just couldn't resist. I think the yellow stands for something. I'm not sure.
Jealousy.
Oh. Well, maybe we could dye it.
But in this case, I think it stands for thoughtfulness. Thank you.
Yeah. Hold it. Why are you so gloomy? Hey, remember, we're not going to give in to this thing.
Right. But it's so hard, Peter. I mean, this place is so depressing.
Vicky.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I will not be melancholy.
It's better.
I can't believe you came back to see me so soon.
Well, I guess that's me, you know.
Why?
I'd stayed away longer than I wanted to already.
I'm glad you did.
What, that I stayed away or that I came back?
Came back.
Oh.
Oh, am I really ever going to get out of this place? Oh, don't worry. That wasn't meant to be answered.
How are you doing with the inmates?
Well, I've learned who to avoid, if that's what you mean.
Made any friends?
Not in the conventional sense, no.
Well, I guess nothing's really conventional these days, huh?
Is there supposed to be some kind of hidden message in there somewhere?
Well, if there is, it's just the same old thing. Don't give up.
Are you sure there was only the one pain?
It wasn't really a pain. It was just that I burnt my hand.
Lori?
Ben, I wouldn't lie to you.
Okay. Let me get some ice for your fingers.
No, I really don't need any. Now, it was just something stupid and I overreacted. Just let me go in there and clean up the mess. I mean, it's gonna stain the floor, and I don't think that tomato sauce is my favorite decorating scheme.
Lori, you stay right here. Here.
Someday, huh?
Better or worse?
For richer or poorer.
Well, some days you cover more than others.
Tell me we'll laugh about this in the years to come.
Maybe we'll laugh about this in the years to come.
Yeah, well, I hope so, because right now it doesn't seem very funny. Are you laughing? Don't laugh at me!
I'm not laughing at you.
Ben, you don't know what I wanted for this afternoon. I wanted this to be as nice as when you brought me that dinner at the hospital.
It's nicer. We're home.
Yeah, it's great. It's real romantic, too. Why don't we just go in there and pour the rest of the meal on the floor, and then we can get on all fours and lap it up.
Honey, do you know the only thing that we need for romance? You and me.
Well, what'd you find out?
Well,
I went over to Miss Redlands like you asked me to.
I know that, Harold. What'd she say?
Nothing. And Miriam's still not there.
But they're your friends. Are you telling me that they won't give you any information?
That's exactly what I'm telling you, yes.
Inadvertently, did they let anything at all slip?
Not a syllable.
You know, Harold, I wonder if this is a trick, meaning that Eric and Miriam are still there or perhaps somewhere else in town?
Not in my opinion.
Well, I do.
Well, on the other hand, when did my opinion never count for anything around here?
She can't keep it up much longer. She's not that intelligent.
Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to go talk to Mrs. Redland.
Charles, you did that yesterday. What makes you think it's going to be any better today?
Well, I might pick something up that you missed.
Charles, they are not there.
And I happen to think they are.
Suit yourself.
Besides, I won't have to be here when next time Paul Mason calls.
He called?
Yes, he called, Harold, and he's going to keep right on calling, too. We are running out of time.
Anyone else been up here to visit you?
Just my mother. Actually, it was kind of pathetic. She brought some cookies up and we sat in the day room and tried to pretend that everything was normal. I don't suppose I should be surprised that no one from Kingsley's come to visit. I didn't grow up there like you did.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. You were raised the oldest of 4 daughters, right? On a farm in Pennsylvania.
You remembered.
Yeah. Then for 5 years, you've been trying to crash into the Kingsley Society.
Please don't use the word crash. Not after Canterbury.
Sorry. Hey, hope you're not gonna get tired of me coming up here to visit you, because I plan to do it a lot. I mean, until school starts. Do you mind?